So, ladies and gentlemen, if I ever was going to do a podcast on a movie, it would take 700 podcasts to describe it. It would be the infamous box office hit Billy Jack by Tom Laughlin and Dolores Taylor, his wife. The story about well, you might say, not say a Métis, but a half breed who defends what do you call it, an independent school in the midst of the hippie era in, a rural Indian region. Now, Billy Jack has had quite a bit of success, gone on to be legendary status, probably a top 200 movie of all time in my estimation, one of the strongest independent movies of all time. Now, the movie is quite strange because there's a lot of trivia involved with it, including the fact that Johnny Fever, Howard Hessman, got his start in the movie as part of a drama troupe that was, presenting what the independent school was doing in the movie. That alone, it has to be seen to believe because in some cuts of Billy Jack, the scenes with that drama troupe is cut out. But what really stands out for a lot of people is the theme song to Billy Jack, which a lot of people considered an Oscar contender, but because it wasn't written directly for the movie, it couldn't get a nomination. Now, One Tin Soldier is thematically probably one of the best, what you call flower pop of its era. But to call it flower pop, there's a lot of background to the lead singer of the song, the remake of the original hit that has satanic overtones. Now, One Tin Soldier tells the story of a battle in olden times, medieval times, over a buried treasure. Both sides kill for it, willing to smite their neighbors for the promise of riches. Now, this is from songfacts.com. After the battle, the victors find another stone covering what you think is the treasure, just the words, peace on earth. Now, this was a hippie anthem and an anti-war anthem for many, many years. We used to sing it in grade schools and variety shows quite frequently. Now, the song's message is that human greed and violence is futile. A tin soldier is a miniature toy soldier representing the inhumane aspect of the pursuit. Now, a very talented songwriting team included Dennis Lambert and Brian Potter put this together, and he also wrote songs for the incomparable Dusty Springfield, the Four Tops, and Glenn Campbell. Now, in 1969, this was a lower top 40 US hit for a short lived Canadian band called Original Cast, who named the song One Tin Soldier. Now, Cass's version actually went number one in Canada. I know it was big of the CanCon era. Now, this song was recorded for Billy Jack in 71 by the lead singer of a band called Coven. Now, she was the only member of the band to perform on the movie version of the song that appears on the soundtrack. She got it because Linda Ronstadt, of all people, who was the first choice of the producers, wasn't available. Now, she also recorded a different version with Coven that appeared on her second self-titled album. And the song was popular again during the Vietnam War as an anti-war anthem and as a hippie anthem as well. Now, the re-recorded version of the song, because Billy Jack was re-released 73, 74, reached 1979 on the charts. And in 1974, the version from 71 was reissued, reaching number 73 in the States. Now, here's where the problem comes in. I don't think they knew at the time or tried to keep hid that Coven was one of the first proponents of satanic rock. They were practitioners of black magic and the occult. And James Dawson, in public reports, described herself as a left-hand path high priestess and ceremonial mage. Now, Coven's first album in '69 was one of the earliest examples of occult rock with a track called Satanic Mass that the band claims is a recording of an actual black mass that they performed. The album is also the first where band members are shown flashing the devil horns hand gesture, Ronnie James Dio, of course. Now, One Tin Soldier is for many, is far removed from the subject, but Dawson thinks the song it fits their ethos. I never understood it to be a peace love song, she told Pop Culture Addict. If one listens to the words, go ahead and hate your neighbor, go ahead and cheat a friend, do it in the name of heaven, you can justify it in the end. I heard it as a hypocrisy toward the church, which is, of course, exactly how it was brought up. Now, the song itself for me is over the top, but it really fits it because the opening with the horse color maybe Billy Jack's confrontation. But what's the craziest part of Billy Jack the movie? That's a sequel. The sequel to the original movie Born Losers, which is another ball game altogether. How that film got financed and brought to the screen. But One Tin Soldier, you can't see Billy Jack's kicks to the face and defending of the Aboriginal and the young women of the ranch or the Freedom School without thinking of a One Tin Soldier, because One Tin Soldier basically talks about the ethos, because Billy Jack is really the only soldier those people have, and he's a former soldier too as well in the plot of the movie. Now, for all 5 people out there who have never seen Billy Jack, and I know a few haven't, try to get the high definition version with the redone what do you call it, musical soundtrack. The movie itself is a fast watch, but it's of its time, late '60s, early '70s. A lot of hippy dippy language, a lot of preaching, a lot of violence against young girls and young individuals. There's numerous killings and murders in the movie. Some people call it a family movie. I call it just what I call a reality movie. And I think I saw Billy Jack first. I was 8 years old, and I asked basically my dad. I said, "What the heck are we watching?" Dad said, "I don't know." He said, that Billy Jack is almost like a superhero without a cape. But for a lot of Aboriginal people, and this podcast goes as a shout out to my good buddy Rain Ravens in Woodstock. For a lot of Aboriginal people who grew up in that era, and Rain and I are, I'm Métis. Seeing an Aboriginal hero, you don't see very often. I think we had like Chief Dan George and a few others, but Billy Jack was a superhero. He could do anything. Like you said, he could smack you in the face, and it wouldn't be a second you could stop it or stop it from happening. But again, Coven, Satanic Band. I don't think it was the intention of the Billy Jack producers, creators, writers, Tom Laughlin, Dolores Taylor, to support Satanism. Just the girl had a good voice. I have to give her what's that. But Linda Ronstadt, I'd like to know if Linda Ronstadt had ever maybe tried to cover the song. I'd like to hear a Linda Ronstadt version. And no offense, Helen Reddy would have done a good job in this too, because that was the sound of the kind of the mid 1970s, a very strong female voice in a strong rock pop orchestration. Maybe even Karen Carpenter. Back in the day, a lot of female artists would cover other people's songs or previous sets, and it would never seem to be, out of place. But again, I'm not going to encourage anybody to listen to Coven's music, because I'm a Christian, and I'm on the winning side, and anybody is satanic is on the losing side. But it was a strange time. There was a lot of Satanism in Hollywood. Anton LaVey and Sammy Davis Jr. and Jane Mansfield and Roland Polanski and Sharon Tate. Anyway, bizarre time. Anyway, Billy Jack the movie, 4 stars out of 5. One Tin Soldier, 3.5 stars out of 5. Great song, great CanCon. But the version you listen to on the radio, you have to have a good ear to deceive his original cast or Coven's second release, or like I said, the re-recording. Anyway, it was all over radio at the time. So on this COVID Thursday, where the Brunswick is starting to open up a little bit more, and our condolences to our friends and family up in Hamilton for the loss of their good family member to COVID. It's been a rough time for a lot of people since the new the cluster appeared. We wish everybody peace and love and honor, and one day at a time. Have a good day. Bye.